Okay. Okay, so to introduce solving by factoring, we need to talk about something called the zero product property, okay? So the zero product property says that anything times 0 is 0, okay? When I'm asking you to solve something, that's to find what the variable equals, right? If I look right here at this example, if I say solve, then you know you're trying to find what x equals, right? That's what solve means, right? So if I want this whole thing to equal 0, what should x be? By itself. Okay, so let's divide by 3 to get x by itself, and x would be 0. Does that make sense? So the idea is that even though the 3 doesn't change, if x is 0, 3 times 0, right, is 0.
Oh, so you basically take the x away?
No.
So it's always just going to be 0?
No, it's not always going to be 0. You guys aren't doing a very good job pretending you're listening, just so you know.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Okay, let's look at another one. On this one, right, if I'm trying to find what x should be, that'll make this whole thing 0, I don't even have to worry about the 3. I can pretend it's not even there. Because 3, if I can just make the parentheses equal 0, then the 3 times those parentheses will be 0, right? So what number makes those parentheses equal 0? Good. That's the idea of the zero product property. If I have two things being multiplied, you don't have to worry about making them both 0. You only have to make one of them 0 because anything times 0 is 0. So the fact that these parentheses were 0 made the 3 disappear. You guys with me? Any questions? Okay, so let's apply that to quadratics. Notice I did this on purpose. 2a, do you see how it's the same one as up above? Right?
Oh, so you just have to solve it?
So now we just have to solve it. So I'm going to copy down, hold on, I'm going to copy down our work from above. Well, at least just the answer. Is that all right? Because I already did the work to factor it up top. Does that make sense? Okay. So now, because I know anything times 0 is 0, I know that I can just make these parentheses 0 one at a time, and the whole thing will go to 0. So how do I solve p minus 9 equals 0?
1.
Nope. How do I solve p minus 9 equals 0? 9. So
Either way.
Sure, but I had already asked about p minus 9, but you weren't listening, which is why you said 1. Okay. Uh-huh. So 9 and p equals 1. So today's lesson is called Solve by Factoring. The factoring part is like review from last unit, right? The new part is taking my parentheses one at a time and solving those. You guys with me? Okay, so this next one is another one that I did up top, right? So I'm just going to copy the factors down because we already did the work to get them.
So would you do, wouldn't n equal negative 9?
So n minus 9 equals 0 and n plus 9 equals 0. So then to get the n alone, I have n equals 9 and negative 9. Oops, I wrote that.
This is so much easier. I love this type of. You just have to do it twice in the circle.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like, you just do like n equals negative 9.
Oh yeah, sure. But you can't always see them as easily as some of these ones. Some of you guys are probably like, oh, just make them opposite. But the next one we're going to do is a little different, okay? Is there any questions so far, you guys? I'm sure she just ran away because, you know, you guys are all very scary, okay?
She's scared of Zach.
All right. You guys go to, you guys, next page, go to E. Go to E. Okay, on the next page, go to E. All right?
Oh, we already did this one.
Oh, we already did this one, so we can copy it down from the front page, right?
Yeah. 1x plus 9, 2x plus 1.
There we go. So it was 2x plus 1 and x minus 9. Okay, so this one, just be careful, this one's a little different. Again, I just copied it down because we already did the work for it on the other page, right? Okay, so it's solved by factoring. Once again, it's solved by factoring, so we already factored it, now we're going to solve. Solve means find what the letter equals, right? Find what the variable equals. So I'm going to take my equations, each one at a time, and solve for x. Let's do the easier one first. How do I get x alone on an equation like this? Good. So x equals 9. What's different about this other one?
It's 2x.
It's the 2. All that means, though, you guys have solved tons of equations like this over the years, right? All that means is we have another step where we divide by 2 to get the x alone. So x is negative 1/2 and 9. Quadratic. Hopefully it makes sense why quadratics have 2 answers, because they have 2 x's, right? X squared, x times x. So they're always going to have 2 answers for the variable. You guys ready to try one and then we'll move on to the next thing? You guys think you could try one?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to try A, and I'll walk around and answer questions. Try A, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Doing good.